Welcome back, everyone. Michael here with Offshore Citizen. Today we're going to discuss another place that you can go emigrate. Now, I'm not going to talk about the tax consequences there in this particular video, but I'm going to bring up this particular place because it's a great option if you're interested in getting a Schengen visa with minimal investment and potentially having some opportunities in terms of living and being able to make some money, as well as live in what is relatively a good place to be. And this is Czech Republic. So today I'm going to cover for you one of the common options that we like to use to help people out, what all can be arranged, etc., some of the kind of key challenges and pieces that go along with it. And based on that, we will proceed accordingly. So before we do that, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, nail the notification bell, check the little all notifications. If you are interested in these subjects of where to relocate, how to get residencies and citizenships, optimizing your taxes, protecting your assets, opening bank accounts, setting up companies, etc., investing internationally, getting citizenships, please reach out to us. You can book a call with me, calendly.com/Michael-Rosmer. There's a link in the description below, or send a message through our websites, offshorecitizen.net or offshorecapitalist.com. Okay, so Czech Republic. For those of you who have not been, Prague is the best Eastern European city, in my opinion. It's a beautiful place. I first went there, 16 years ago now, and immediately loved it. It was a fantastic place. It's become increasingly popular over the years. Actually, over the last few years in particular, the real estate market has gone quite crazy, so it's actually fairly expensive for real estate there. But, I mean, it's just a wonderful place. So much to do, so much culture, and in many regards, things such as food, actually, it's still quite inexpensive. But you're seeing they have a pretty good work ethic there, and a lot of things have moved from Germany eastward into Czech Republic. So yeah, it's a great place in many regards. The taxes there are so-so. They're not amazing for sure. This being said, I have some clients who have gone and lived there and spent enough time to be able to get citizenship, and we're quite happy to spend the time because they wanted to be there. It can take a little bit longer. In theory, they'll say it's 5 years of permanent residency, but up to 10 years in total that it could take to get citizenship there. And so not necessarily the fastest path to citizenship, but if it's a place that you want to be anyway, then hey, it's fantastic. In addition to that, it's a situation where it's a Schengen country, so by having access to there, you get access to the whole Schengen zone. Now, in a lot of these places, there is different methods of going there, right? You can get a visa for investment in some countries. You can, of course, if you're marrying somebody or things like that. But, and then some people want work permits. We don't help people really with work permits. But what we do is often the easiest way that we can kind of hack the immigration process is through business visas. And this is one of the things that we can do there. There are some complications, and so when we do it, we kind of put together a complete package for people. But essentially what you can do is you can set up a business there. You need to provide a certain amount of capital into the company, but it's relatively minimal. Then you need to have proof of a place to stay. You need to have proof of sufficient means for while you're there. And you need to be in a situation where you have proof of health insurance so that you're not in a situation that you're going to have issues. However, assuming that you have those things in place, you can get residency for yourself, your spouse, and dependent children, so children under the age of 18, which is pretty great. It's quite a quick process, potentially 3 months or so. Usually what we tell people is 3 to 6 months. And, like I said, leads to a great citizenship, is a pretty great country, especially Prague is a great city, gives access to the Schengen zone. And how can you kind of work or earn money? Well, because you're setting up a company, you can operate through that company in order to be able to work. So I've mentioned this in some previous videos that the easiest way to get residency in a lot of places is actually through, or the easiest way to get work in certain places is not to actually get a job directly, but to have a company and then to be able to contract through that company, and then you can earn a living. And so I really encourage that for a lot of people who would struggle to find an easy path into the EU, into the Schengen zone. This gives you a really attractive option. You need to be able to pay, by the time you pay all the setup fees and, you have to do some things with accommodation, etc. You don't necessarily have to spend all the time in there. You have to spend 6 months a year in the Schengen zone for sure, but you can go and you can have a decent amount. You're going to end up tying up. You have to put cash into bank accounts, about 10,000 euros, in order to be able to demonstrate that you have sufficient financial means. And you're going to have to, of course, pay for all the hard costs associated with setting up and getting this accommodation and healthcare, etc. But relatively inexpensive as an option. And like I said, you can add spouse and children relatively easily with relatively low cost. So not a bad way to go if you're interested at all in pursuing that direction. So that's one option. I'm going to, over the next little while, talk a little bit about some of the other programs, some of the ones with business visas, some of the others when it comes to digital nomad visas. The good thing with this one is it extends long term, whereas digital nomad visas are a little bit shorter. They only usually have a 1-year limit, and then that's it. They're done. So they might be easy to get, but they're only good for that year. Whereas in this case, you can have something that you renew year after year until you get permanent residency and until you get citizenship. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, give that video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.